Welcome to the channel Movie Barber. In this video, we gonna see the most horrible movies for the year 2020. Another year, another big batch of excellent horror films. The following are the top 10 horror movies of the year so far. Number 10. The Other Lamb. The Other Lamb was directed by Małgorzata Szumowska, and starred by Rafi Cassidy, Mikhail Heisman, Mallory Adams, released on 3rd of April. A young woman who was born into a small, and very disturbing cult, begins to question her faith, and quickly comes to realize that enlightenment is sometimes occurs. In other words, she's on her own. This is a strange, creepy, challenging thriller from Poland. Visually stunning too. Number 9. Gretel and Hansel. Gretel and Hansel was directed by Oz Perkins, and starred by Alice Krige, Sophia Lillis, Samuel Leakey, released on 31st of January. It's well known that our most popular fairy tales started out a whole lot darker before Mother Goose and Walt Disney got a hold of them, and here's an odd, low-key, and visually fascinating film that tries to recapture some of that airy old atmosphere. More of a dark fable, of course, than a traditional horror film, but it's also a quietly compelling and surprisingly unique piece of genre cinema. Plus it's really beautiful to look at. Number 8. Monstrum. Monstrum was directed by Jong Ho-ha, and starred by Myung Min Kim, In Kwon Kim, Hyeri Lee, released on 4th of June. Imagine Bong Joon-ho's The Host were set in the 16th century, and you're probably already adding this fantastic genre concoction to your mental viewing queue. While it's not quite as novel, bizarre, or funny as The Host, it's definitely cut from the same cloth. It's about a gang of colorful heroes who must stand up against the evil forces of the government, just as a giant monster starts roaming the countryside. Number 7. The Deeper You Dig. Movie The Deeper You Dig, directed by John Adams and Toby Poser. The movie says, now here's a low-key, out-of-nowhere winner. It's about a young girl who goes missing, the last guy who saw her alive, and a grieving mother, who definitely seems to have some supernatural talents of some sort. Smartly written, impressively performed, and compelling throughout, this movie represents some truly impressive micro-budget, family-made filmmaking. Number 6. The Lodge. Movie The Lodge, directed by Severine Fiala and Veronica Franz. The movie says, two unhappy kids are forced to spend some time at an isolated lodge with their new, and highly unwelcome stepmother, only to discover all sorts of horrible secrets. Beautifully shot and consistently creepy, this new spin on old fairy tales tropes is loaded with great performances, fun jolts, and unexpected surprises of the nastiest kind. Number 5. Underwater. Movie Underwater, directed by William Eubank. In this movie, a slick, efficient, and impressively intense piece of sci-fi, horror, action, B-movie matinee goodness, that delivers the goods, and doesn't waste any time with boring subplots, or pointless characters. Kristen Stewart and a few co-workers find themselves trapped in a facility deep underwater, and must work together to escape, before the whole place blows up. Also there are sea monsters. Number 4. Swallow. Movie Swallow, directed by Carlo Mirabella Davis. In this movie, a darkly funny, and quietly creepy story of an ostensibly happy housewife, who suddenly decides on a new hobby. She's going to start swallowing small household objects. This offbeat, unpredictable, and visually impressive fable is anchored by a powerhouse lead performance by Haley Bennett. Number 3. The Platform. Movie The Platform, directed by Galder Gaztelu. In this movie, a man awakens in a cell with a stranger, and their only sustenance arrives by way of a massive platform that arrives daily. But there's not enough food for everyone in this facility. This is a Twilight Zone-level mind-bender, mixed with a dark psychological horror film, full of pointed social commentary. Also it's just sort of fun, in a weird way. Number 2. Color Out of Space. Movie Color Out of Space, directed by Richard Stanley. In this movie, it's been a long time since we've had a damn good Lovecraft adaptation, and here's one that'd probably make director Stuart Gordon proud. It's about a seemingly normal American family that finds itself infected by a freaky meteorite. Director Richard Stanley and his collaborators managed to tap into the best aspects of Lovecraft's dark fiction, while adding some excellent new touches of their own. At last the topmost comes here, The Invisible Man. Movie The Invisible Man, directed by Lee Win. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the video, please share it with your friends, subscribe to Movie Barber.